1147 is the number of collectibles I suffered through for this video. I had to hunt all the legendary animals, catch every single fish, and oh yeah, earn 93 trophies in order to 100% and platinum Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the many DLCs. This won't be your ordinary platinum video. Yes, I'll be getting the trophies, but I'm also going to talk about the good parts and all the bad parts about this game because I want to compare it to the Shadows Platinum experience when that game releases and determine if Ubisoft can save their franchise. Most of my time will be in the side quests and collectibles, but there's also 8 DLC lists, including some of the hardest and frankly BS trophies in the franchise. One of the biggest issues with Valhalla is the Bloated story, which of course is where I'm starting. The main character is a young Viking named Eivor, who we meet in the middle of a celebration that quickly turns into an ambush by a rival clan. Things go horribly wrong and Eivor witnesses the death of both his parents, which serves as character motivation much later in the story. He also gets bitten in the throat by a wolf, earning the nickname Wolf-Kissed, which is pretty badass. And the trophy The Saga Begins would have popped here for completing the prologue, but I already got it 3 years ago. The other trophy I already got was Silent Viking for killing 10 enemies in a row in stealth. Somehow I got that before even leaving Norway, which is my current goal after a 17-year time skip from the prologue. As an adult, Eivor has weird visions of himself as Odin with his brother Sigurd, which he really can't explain. And speaking of Sigurd, he just so happens to return from a trip, probably raiding with the boys. Trust me, that'll make a lot of sense later. But the important part is that he shows up with Basim, an actual assassin and the main character of Assassin's Creed Mirage. So you're probably guessing Basim will be teaching Eivor how to be an assassin, right? Well, no. That would make too much sense, and I already warned you that people don't like the story of this game. This right here is one of the biggest reasons why. Eivor is just given the hidden blade from Sigurd, not even Basim, and did nothing to earn it. Didn't train or pledge to the Brotherhood or anything. It almost feels like they're just making up for a certain someone never having a hidden blade. And shortly after, we head off with our crew to England in order to start our own settlement, which means a trophy. And this is where the trophy would pop. Oh, it did pop! I thought I had this trophy already. Up to this point, the story was actually good, but this is where the game really opens up. And I mean really open with all the different side content. For example, I got my first trophy for a collectible, Anomalies. Give me a trophy. What was that? Oh, I did get a trophy. It's not a bug, it's a feature. I like it. I also got a trophy for my first raid, something we'll be doing a lot of in this game. Oh, okay, I got a trophy. Now, while I have so much more side content to cover, what about the story? Well, our clan settles down and establishes Ravensthorpe. And one of our overall goals is to level up Ravensthorpe to settlement level 6, something that requires insane grinding. Another one of our goals of the story is to take down the Order of the Ancients. You know, the targets that every Assassin's Creed game has. There's 45 to kill in this one, so it'll take a while. But honestly, both of those goals aren't even the problem with this game. The real issue is this alliance map. You see, our new settlement wants to ally with 19 different regions. We pledge to one at a time and get to work. It sounds cool before you realize every single region is the same thing. We meet with a king or leader who happens to trust a complete stranger with one of their random problems, and the solution to these problems is always a raid with the boys. Every time. It's actually incredible how many times this process gets repeated. Wouldn't I like logically just, oh, I got a trophy! Oh my goodness, the one time I wasn't ready! We choose a new alliance on the map. There's only a few at a time, which gives off the illusion of choice. We meet up with the leader of that region, who again trusts a foreign Viking stranger with all their problems, and we end up going raiding with the boys. You see how this gets old yet? Now, to be fair, each region does have a different subplot and characters, but they're so forgettable. None of them are worth caring about. I mean, you guys know why we're here. Finally, another area completed. This cycle is what makes this game feel so bloated. In my story, Eivor is gonna end up with Ronvi. Oh, there's my trophy. I just completed an arc. Everything blends together, so you have no connection with any single region or its characters. Not to mention that each of these takes about 3 to 4 hours to complete, and I'm just brushing past them because of all the reasons I mentioned. It took me 70 hours to fully complete the Alliance map. This kind of bloating cannot happen in Assassin's Assassin's Creed Shadows. But what about the rest of the story? Well, it's revealed that Eivor is the human reincarnation of Odin, which means we can relive Odin's memories during Ragnarok. Actually pretty freaking cool, because this means we meet other Norse gods and get to explore Asgard. The downside is Asgard has puzzles of its own and collectibles too. Remember the 1147? But even worse, the story falls flat again, because it's hard to stay interested for another 10-hour questline. That's not to say there aren't good moments though, such as fighting Fenrir, leading to fun gameplay in my opinion. Oh shit, it's actually time to fight. Does he have any weak spots? Oh, he does. Got him. Oh wait, no, did I get him? What the hell was that? Throw my spear. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Run at him. Okay. Every other enemy in the game, I thought you could run at them and start punching them on the ground. This one, apparently not. In fact, the boss fights are a highlight since they force you to learn the boss's moves and use strategy to win. It's no Souls-like by any means, but I'm trying to actually be positive here. Couple more dodges. Use my slow-mo arrows. Put him in the dirt. Put him in the dirt. Is he dead? Yes, confirm this kill. Tired of this beast.
I've warned you well. And look where
they're gonna stop me. I already know. Yep, there it is. Completing that fight is a major story point that honestly doesn't land well in this game. Basically, Odin believed Fenrir would kill him, but later finds out that this is actually Loki's son. And Asgard is only half of the trophy in the footsteps of the gods. The other half takes place in Jotunheim, the land of the giants, and we're here to steal some magical liquor, literally. Obviously, this pisses off the giants who live here, leading to a series of boss fights, which eventually leads back to fighting and sealing off Fenrir once and for all. You might be thinking, why am I skipping through this so fast? It's for everyone's own good, because none of this has anything to do with assassins. It has nothing to do with the Ravensthorpe storyline either, and I truly hope Shadows does not have completely different storylines like this that don't overlap at all. But on the bright side, I was done and got my trophy. Finally, I think I'm done with the story. I think that's everything. However, some of you might disagree because of this quest where we go back to Norway and find out that Basim is Loki reincarnated. I think this would have hit harder if, you know, we weren't busy raiding 19 different regions of England. Anyways, Basim isn't dead and actually just hangs up there for hundreds of years, and yeah, that's exactly how it sounds. Before we talk about the DLC, I mentioned it took over 70 hours to get to this point. So of course, I did get other trophies and side content done along the way. This is the point where you'll see why this game is a completionist nightmare. I'm definitely not showing everything or else we'd be here for hours, but the trophy Everyday Life had me doing the world events, which are like strangers missions from Red Dead Redemption, and they're actually not bad. There's just dozens to do, and completing the first 10 earns me a trophy. Another activity is the standing stone puzzles. I'm not sure what the lore here is exactly because the game isn't clear, but thankfully these are easy. What isn't easy is the most infamous collectible of all, the cairns, otherwise known as the stacking stones. How? You imagine it's supposed to be vertical? I'm not even gonna try it. Why am I even entertaining that? Yes! No! The physics behind these stupid stones was the worst thing added to this game. It only gets worse as you go. 2 out of 10 stones right here, man. This one right here, solid. Very good. 10 out of 10. And then this one right here. Oh, wait, I'm not even close to the height. Oh, hell no. We're cooking. Equilibrium, baby. Now we'll return to the collectibles in a later phase. For now, let's move on to phase 2, the DLCs, beginning with Wrath of the Druids. There's a total of 9 trophies I need to earn here for different things, like completing the story or various gameplay trophies, and of course more collectibles. The story once again has nothing to do with assassins. We're only here to help Eivor's cousin secure an alliance with Ireland's king. But a group of freaks called Druids try to foil everything and we stop them. I'm sorry, but that's basically it, and I was not moved. The Druids aren't even that cool. You'd think that they'd be more memorable with their attacks or cooler fights, but instead this is what we get. A bunch of Druids. We had to put a stop to their madness, guys. Come here, man. Why are you running away? Like a Druid. Hell yeah. I don't want to be a Druid though. As per usual, there's more targets after the story is over with another trophy. You guys can judge my excitement for yourself. Yo, can you die already? God damn you. That shield is powerful as hell, apparently. Can we confirm this kill? There we go. Dawn of the Druids. That was the last target. I do everything for Ireland. And even though I don't want to, but we do everything here. But one of the more interesting and quick trophies is this one, because it references some cool Irish lore. Boom. The Legend of St. Patrick, and everything else in Ireland is basically collectible cleanup. I had to take over Outpost, which gives resources needed for the trophy All Roads Lead to Dublin, but it takes a while to get enough, so I went and did everything else in the meantime. The trophy Kingsmaker is mine after completing 10 royal demands, quite literally the most boring side content possible. These have optional objectives that are not worth any of your time. As you can see, I'm just barging in as if it were any other raid. You're done, buddy. You're done, buddy. We've run away, and I think I'm gonna get a trophy. Boom, Kingsmaker. I then spent the next 3 hours on stream traveling all over Ireland, picking everything up, and actually forgot I was going for this trophy. Is this a trophy? It is! To complete the DLC, I finished upgrading Dublin, which would earn me 2 more trophies. Yes! That's the last piece of armor right there. Come on, I want to see the other trophy. All roads lead to Dublin. Up next is the DLC, The Siege of Paris. And if you couldn't tell, we're about to go raiding with the boys. It's yet another region I need to 100% complete, and even though it isn't modern day France, it is still dirty even back then with all the rats everywhere. This DLC is the best one in my opinion for one reason. It actually feels like an Assassin's Creed game. Sometimes. There's several missions that have multiple approaches you can take, known as Blackbox assassinations, and falling from the ceiling doesn't count as one, don't worry. There is in fact a siege on Paris, so I'll take this time to explain a few things. There's again 9 trophies I need to earn, which basically breaks down the same way, beating the story, side missions, and 100% collectibles, and a few various gameplay things. In total, it'll take about 10 hours, but I definitely recommend this DLC. This is another example of the black box assassinations. I decided to go with sneaking in and shooting this explosive, giving us one of the more unique assassinations. The last boss fight here also has a unique mechanic that I think people will enjoy. Other than that, the DLC is pretty straightforward. That includes even the side content like the rebel missions. One example is this, where I walk into a camp and steal the item I need, then just fast travel away and hand it in for the trophy. I basically have to do that mindlessly 20 times total to reach max level infamy. I skipped showing the Ireland version of this trophy, but in Paris, I had to equip the Reaper set with a scythe and then go kill some enemies like the Grim Reaper himself. I did actually end up visiting an assassin bureau, but there's not really much else to see here. So I just mindlessly got to work again with the collectibles. And finally finishing off the DLC with probably the best trophy in the entire game for petting the cats in this small French town. The Tombs of the Fallen DLC is also decent if you don't mind constant puzzles. There's 7 different tombs that each take around 20 minutes to complete. That trophy was for completing the first tomb, which are all completely different by the way. I actually ended up using guides to help complete all 7 tombs. This brings us to my least favorite DLC of all, Dawn of Ragnarok. This DLC repeats everything that's wrong with this game. A long story featuring Odin, so it doesn't even involve Eivor. Almost 200 collectibles over a huge map, and gameplay that does not feel like Assassin's Creed at all. And worst of all, I had to pay $40 for this. Anyways, Odin is here in Svartalfheim to find and save his son Baldur, which starts with discovering all 4 shelters and earning a trophy. Once again, that's the first of 9 total trophies, and the rest are yet again not exciting. I truly did not care for this DLC story, and I'm not putting you through it either. Just know I beat it after about 6 hours. Remember how I said the gameplay isn't Assassin's Creed? It's because I get abilities like this where I can turn into a raven, which to be fair is nice when you're spending another 6 hours on collectibles, unless the game crashes. But there is literally nothing else redeeming about this DLC, and it actively brought down my rating of this game. Let's just skip to the final trophy. The mastery challenges are some of the hardest trophies in the game, where I have to complete certain requirements such as getting kills through fall damage. There we go, no more fall damage kills. Okay, so now I need to just kill them regularly. Completing this first one is easy and pops a trophy, so the game makes you think the rest of them are easy too. Boy, oh boy, do they trick you. I honestly cannot believe I said this. Surely this gets harder, right? Like, no way. I just did 3 of these on my first try. An example of how BS these can be is this mission here. All right, how can I get an air assassination on you? He sees me? How did you see me? I was in the grass. You see me? Bro. The last DLC to talk about is The Forgotten Saga, which was Ubisoft's attempt at a roguelike mode. And to be honest, I liked it. I know that sounds crazy, but it really wasn't that bad. Like any roguelike mode, you start with random weapons and abilities on every run, and then upgrade after every encounter as you go. Here, I'm upgrading the ability Kick of Tyr. I lucked out starting with this ability because I actually needed it for the trophy High Kick. There's no telling when I'd get the ability again, so I made sure to finish the trophy now. All right, let me go kick you off the ledge up there. Come here, sir. There we go. High kick. First trophy of this DLC. And I'm so glad I decided to get that done because my stupid ass did not prepare for the boss fight a few minutes later. Oh, no. Back up, back up. Oh, no way. No way he got... Oh, I'm done. All right, I need to start a new run because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Returning to the roots. Another trophy for dying. Hell yeah. It took me another hour to get back there with new weapons, and once again, I was not in a good spot. Come on, come on, come on. No! 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 Come on! I don't want to do this. I don't want to play this anymore. On my third attempt, I had one of the best gear setups, which led to doing insane damage. I also decided not to heal up at all up to this point to try to go for the trophy Pure of Heart, even though I haven't been able to beat him once yet. And somehow I actually made it to the last phase. Trophy incoming. Trophy incoming. Trophy incoming. Boom, Pure of Heart. This setup was so good that even though I'm dying, things were actually looking up. Since I'm wearing a special outfit, I was set to earn 2 trophies if I could beat it. Oh, I got the trophy. The Queen's Fall. Is that just for defeating hell? Okay. Sacrificial victory. Is that for using the outfit? That's for using the outfit. Let's go. Okay. The rest of this DLC's trophies were pretty quick, and I'm not going to go too deep into them since they're part of the Odin storyline. In total, it took about 6 hours of grinding for all trophies. And finally, we're on to the last phase of this platinum, the infamous completion grind. And I started with killing all members of the Order, which technically is part of the story anyways. This mission has me going to a faraway place called Vinland, which is a separate trophy itself. But more importantly, I have to mention that this area is one of the coolest in the entire game. It's all the way in America, and the natives who live here are ancestors of Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. We're here to assassinate Gorm, the son of Kjotve, the man responsible for killing Eivor's parents in the beginning of the game. Eivor takes this special crystal ball from him, which is given to the natives who live here, and eventually ends up in Connor's hands in Assassin's Creed 3. Literally nothing else in this game can top that sequence. Back to England, it's revealed the head of the Order is actually good, so we're done, and the trophy pops. For some reason, I decided to do the rest of the trophies all in one stream. It's all collectibles, which are mostly bad, but I'll tell you if I like them or not. Let's start with the flightings. These are basically a spoken word poetry rap battle thing, and they are horrible. And I mean, I'm battling a squirrel right now. Like, come on. There's 16 of these to do, and they feel like such a waste of time. Hopefully they do not return in shadows. The last anomaly gives us a pretty sweet cutscene showing us what happened with the Isu, otherwise known as the Norse gods. I also had a ton of gameplay related trophies left that aren't exactly collectibles, like equine attack. So let's go for that, like these guys. But can my horse get down there? W horse, man, can slide down mountains. I tell you, man, this horse is just so inspirational. Just so inspirational. Just impeccable, I tell you. Just the best. That horse is the best. Where'd he go? I was worried about the trophy Home Sweet Home, but a viewer told me there was a way I could get a free 10,000 supplies, which cuts down a lot of mindless grinding. That allowed me to max out my settlement easily without any problems. But that trophy isn't really cool. Let's focus on 3 of the best ones, where I can get some pretty cool weapons and armor. Godly reward. In order to get Thor's hammer, I traveled back to Norway with my trusty horse, Grizzly Dash. Oh, this is it. I'm literally walking up to it. Didn't even realize. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm definitely equipping that. And it gets better because I then got Excalibur. Why it's all the way down here, I don't know. But pulling Excalibur is pretty cool. Okay. Why is that the trophy name? I don't know. But it all goes downhill again with the collectibles. I think this is one of the harder ones, and that wasn't so bad. No! Damn it! We'll come back to the stones later. For now, I had to catch all 19 fish. Crazy thing is, this was hard too. Look at how I shake mashing X. Please! Oh, I'm gonna have to take a break from fishing. Arctic? You have to be the right one. That's a big fish. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty stupid in that clip because I can use arrows to fish instead, which is what I did for the next 2 hours of this grind. What are you? You're a big fish. All right, I probably should not have let that one go. I got it. Are you a great trout? Oh, that was a great trout. The legendary animals were actually an easy grind. I pulled up on my horse and would get to work. All right, man, let's go get this last trophy, man. Young lynx and elder lynx. How about no longer? Actually, that's not. None of that would make sense. Oh my goodness, this thing flipped over. Like, yo, it's like a car crash. What the? I almost feel bad. Oh, yo, the hammer. No links. The hammer is kind of crazy. Master Hunter. It's not even done yet and they gave me the trophy. But while that was easy, this next one took almost 3 hours and I forgot all about it up to this point. I won't subject you to that pain. So this is the end of the Orlog grind. A mini game that isn't worth explaining. By the way, it was 1 a.m. at this point. Yo, this lady's a sweat, bro. Oh, thank you. All right, I won. All right. God damn. Trophy. Thank you. For the trophy over design 2, I had to kill 3 enemies while on fire without destroying their shields. It sounds way harder than it actually is because I had this great strategy. I wonder if that counts, that I'm hitting them. It just says I just can't break their shield, which I'm not doing. I'm not breaking their shield, game. I didn't break anybody's shield. Oh, cool. It worked. A little different from the guide, but it worked. I then got a trophy for ramming my boat into poor little rowboats because why not? We're Vikings. And another funny trophy was flying Eivor, which is for getting thrown off this very specific building. Yes, you can do it. Yes, there we go. Why did that take so long to actually do? We then go from an easy trophy to a sorta tough one for sliding 150 meters in snow. And yes, very slowly. Oh, it worked. Okay. This trophy here kind of upsets me because literally every quest line ended in a raid with the boys. We never need to sneak around in disguise like this, ever. So why did they make a trophy out of it? Not the Norse you're looking for. Twinkle Twinkle, I had to first go to a specific spot to catch a firefly, and while I do this, I gotta say, most of these cleanup trophies are actually pretty fun. I wouldn't mind seeing stuff like this in Shadows, just please no 1100 random chests and notes to collect. After catching the firefly, I have to release it back at Ravensthorpe. There's a button for it. I thought I had to go in my inventory. I got another trophy for traveling to a lonely castle wall and lighting up bonfires, which I like to think is a Game of Thrones reference, but I'm not 100% sure. I also had to follow 5 treasure maps to secret locations for some loot and hand in some of that loot to the museum in Ravensthorpe. Now I saved one of the best trophies for last. I mean, shout out to Grizzly Dash for real for carrying the end of this video. Yeah, why are these seagulls here or whatever they're? They're seagulls? No, they're cranes, herons over here making noise. Oh, there it is. Yes. See, my horse over here, he put in work, man. People were worried. The trophy is called Sea Horse. I don't know what makes you think this right here is a bear. The trophy is called Sea Horse and it popped. It took 150 hours to get to this point. I need Shadows to be half of that with a better story actually revolving around assassins and we'll have a good game. Now, please enjoy my struggles with this stupid stone puzzle. I'm trolling, man. I'm trolling. Like, give me my plat. Finally. Finally, it's over. It's over.